So the surface area of a cube varies directly with the square of the length of the cube's edge. Okay? So we need to write a proportional statement. Jacinda, what are we going to write? Proportional statement. Yeah, there's going to be an alpha in there. What else? Y is in proportion to. Good. Let's highlight it. Surface area of a cube varies directly with the square of the length of the cube's edge. So what did you want to write? No equals here. We're doing a proportional statement. Yep. Why fishy? Okay. I want you to read the question again. I've highlighted it. Okay, let's put the square of x. That's better. Okay. It won't be cubed because it doesn't mention cubed. It mentions square of the length. Okay. No, it says the surface area of a cube. That's like saying the surface area of a bus. We're not going to put bus in there. Cube is just the shape or just the object. Yeah. That's why I asked you to read the question again. And not look at your phone. Didn't say your phone was on. I said you were looking at it. So, is that the proportional statement you want to use? You can. Generally, I wouldn't. I wouldn't use y and x in this particular case. It doesn't really matter, but okay, let's use S and E. Katie, are you happy with that? S and E? Yeah. S, E, S the surface area. Doesn't matter whether you use SA, just be consistent. But if you used Y and X, it will still work. They're just labels. Okay? All right. So we've got a proportional statement. Excellent. Now we have to find the constant of variation. So rewrite that as an equation with your constant of variation in it. What do we write? Yeah, it's just a K at the moment. So what would we write? Yep. Equals? Yep. Perfect. What you're doing is basically replacing your fish with equals K. Can you see that? It means is in proportion to. That's what the fish means, or alpha. But it's in proportion to it with a constant of variation. So it's saying equals K times whatever you had at the end. So the proportional statement has the fish, and then you just write the equation without it. Okay, what do we do next? We've now got our equation. Perfect. Well, we write down what we know, or we'll highlight what we know. What do we know? Yep. So we've got an S and we've got an E. Happy with that? Yep. Cool, Nanas? Okay, so we've got 181.5 equals K times 5.5 squared. Happy with that? Now, there's a couple of things you can do here. Remember what we had to do the last time? You can solve it. You can do the 5.5 squared and then divide it all by that. But just remember, that's K times that. How do we get so K is on its own? Perfect. So I'm just going to write that underneath for a minute. We're going to divide by 5.5 squared. And we do that to both sides. You happy with that? It's just a blob, and we're dividing by the blob. Because that way, the reason I did that is so that you can just put in your calculator this. You can just put that straight into your calculator. 181.5 divided by or over 5.5 squared. Just makes your life a bit easier. kilograms, which should give you an answer of 6. So, excellent. So we now have our K. One more step to do. Oh, sorry, that's part A. We have found the constant of variation. K equals 6. Happy with that? The only thing I would do at the end of this question is I would then write it down as an equation. So what would your equation be now? Six what, sorry? I was waiting for an X, but yeah, you're right, E. So S equals 6 times E squared. You have now worked out your constant of variation. You have done your formula. Brilliant. Sorry. The only reason I do it is so that you guys can still see what I'm doing, rather than going on to the next page and having all this info gone. All right, part B. We now have to find the surface area of a cube with an edge length of 7.2 centimetres. What do we do? Well, do we know what S is? S we don't know, because that's what we're trying to find. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to find. So let's just go S equals 6. Do we know what E is? So we've just substituted in the 7.2. Cool? What'd you get? Anyone get an answer? Say it. Don't forget the units. Centimetres squared, because it's surface area. Spot on. Spot on.